Fight Picks Podcast with your host, Aaron Weinbaum.
After I unmute my mic, of course. Big one coming up this weekend, UFC 265. I'm not in my usual setting. I decided to change it up a little bit. I'm outside. You're not supposed to smoke and drink, I guess, when you do a podcast, but what the hell? You know what? It's the middle of summer. There you go. Just for you guys. And so we're going to get into it, man. I usually at this point I would recap last week's fight card, but I'm going to be honest with you. I fell asleep in the middle of it. Oh, my gosh. You like Kevin? I look like Kevin James? David Torres style bender. Hey, you save it for Ally Quinta tomorrow night. How about that? And I do like Kevin James, but then he corrected and said I look like Kevin James. I'm not even going to throw that up there. Style bender. But, hey, thanks for watching. Of course, tell your friends, share, subscribe, whatever, wherever you're watching, if it's YouTube or Haps or Facebook or Twitter or wherever it is I may be, feel free to hit that sub button, and I would much appreciate it. But we're going to get into these fights, so wherever you are, feel free to help me pick. If you're on Haps, you can join me live. So how about that? Except for you, Stylebender. You're reserved for the Ally Quinta podcast, Call Me Al, which comes on tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern. That is, honoring that Long Island time. So let's take a look here. What's coming up? First fight that I want to pick, Karolina Kowalkiewicz against Jessica Penne. So this is just her second fight back. Let's look at Karolina here. 4 losses in a row. Wow. So, yeah, Jan, Alexa Grasso, Michelle Watterson, Jessica Andrade. So, you would think they're kind of trying to get Penne back in the strawweight mix after lots of time off due to, some weird USADA things. But Penne did just win in April against Lupita Godinez. Before that, she hadn't fought since, 2017, which is really, really interesting. I want to see what the odds have to say in this straw weight matchup. Let's see here. Okay, so it's about even. Wow, even money, both these fights. Interesting here. Karolina is 35. Jessica Penne is 38 years old. I'm going to go Penne here. I mean, it's a pick'em. I certainly would not put money on this if I were a betting person, which I'm not very much. I'd like to know what VBMMA picks said. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, the Torres style bender saw the personal invite. If you're not on camera, be prepared to be on camera. Figure out how to use the app, bud. It's got to be your internet. So I'm going to pick Penne. I wouldn't bet money. I'm going to pick Penne. Light heavyweight division. Ed Short Fuse Herman versus Alonzo Atomic Menifield. Golly, Short Fuse been around forever. One of the old school Team Couture guys from way, way back when. And when was his first UFC fight? Well, I know he was on The Ultimate Fighter, and he had that amazing fight with Kendall Grove where they both got a contract. But I want to see when his first official UFC fight was besides that. And God, man, this guy has been fighting professionally since 2003, okay? Put that in perspective. It is 2021, 18 years, okay? So, okay, yeah, 2006, he was in The Ultimate Fighter. Of course, he loses in 2006 to Kendall Short Fuse. Kendall Grove. Sorry. My bad there. Yeah, so very interesting there. So let's take a look here at what he's done lately. What have you done for me lately? Ed Herman just beat Mike Rodriguez back in September last year. And then he hadn't fought before that since 2019. But, yeah, wow. So three fight win streak, which is kind of strange because, he's not overly hyped. Of course, you've got Menifield just beat Fabio Charant. For that, loses 2 in a row of Vincent Prue and Devin Clark. He does have a win over Paul Craig, which is pretty impressive. I want to know what the odds have to say. The odds say, Ed Herman's a slight dog, plus 185. Alonzo Menifield, minus 225 fave. You know what? I like Herman in this one as the dog. Okay, lightweight division. Fiziev, the Ottoman, against Bobby King Green. Bobby Green just lost to Thiago Moises, who also just lost to Islam Makhachev recently. Before that, he had 3 wins in a row. Alan Patrick, funky Lando Venata, and Clay the Carpenter Guida. Now let's take a look at Fiziev. 3 wins in a row. Hanada Mokano, Mark Diakis, Alex White. Yeah, in Mokano, that was was that possibly his lightweight debut? I think it was. Moicano's, that is, not obviously Fiziev. Yeah, I think it was. And then he came back at lightweight again and won another fight. Okay, so let's see what the odds have to say. Odds say, let's get to the odds first. Okay, so, whoa. Fiziev a minus 335 favorite. Bobby Green a plus 260 underdog. Well, if you're a betting man and you want to throw some risk in there, I mean, bet on Bobby Green, but I think the odds, well, I don't think they're that great, but I like Fiziev here. Song Yadong at Bantamweight, taking on Kenney. Casey, of course, just lost to the great Dominic Cruz back in March of this year. And, before that, he was on a nice little win streak. Nathaniel Wood, Halil Alatang, Louis Smolka, who, of course, Louis Smolka just pulled out of a fight with Sean O'Malley. And then we got Song Yadong, who just lost to Kyler Phillips. Before that, he's got wins over Chito Vera, Alejandro Perez, Vince Moraes. I want to know what the odds have to say. The odds say Oh, do we not have them? We do. Okay, I'm sorry. It's about even. Okay. It is even Steven. So even money. I think Casey Kenney, fought against the highest level guy he ever fought in Dominic Cruz, and I think he's only going to learn from it and get better. And, iron sharpens iron. He's going to beat Song Yadong. A rematch, Tecia Torres, the tiny tornado, against Angela Hill. Angela Overkill Hill. Friend of the podcast, follows the iQuinta Realty account as well. All right, so all of a sudden, Tecia Torres on a 2-fight win streak. Sam Hughes. Let me refresh that to make sure. Sam Hughes and Brianna Van Buren. And then, she was on a nasty little skid there for a minute. That's all over now. It's a 2-fight win streak, okay? But more importantly, though, and when was this fight with Angela Hill? She beat her, okay? She beat her. But this is 2015, kids. 2015 was some time ago. 2 different fighters. Now, Angela Hill, on the other hand, just beat Ashley Yoder. But, a split decision loss to Michelle Waterson, a tough one. A split decision loss to Claudia Gadelha, another tough one where many thought she won. Before that, she was on a nice little 3-fight win streak. Loma Lukumbi, Hannah Cyphers, Ariane Conacelli. I don't even know who that is. So, hence I can't say her name. Let's see what the odds have to say. Tiny Tornado is a slight favorite at minus 130, plus 110 for Angela Hill. You know what? Just from the strength of schedule and the killers that Angela Hill has had to fight, I'm going to go Angela Hill. I'm going to go Angie Overkill Hill. for the upset win. I mean, it's near even now. We'll see what the odds have to. We'll see how they move. Oh, welterweight Vicente Luque against Mike the Maverick Chiesa. All right, silent assassin against the Maverick. All right, let me tell you something. Maverick came on the Call Me Al podcast with me and Ally Quinta. Ally Quinta and I. It's his podcast. I'm just along for the ride. But Mike looked good. Mike looked rested. All right, this is some inside scoop for you bettors out there. He's not cutting a lot of weight. A week out of the fight, a week and a half out of the fight, he's eating pesto pasta instead of dying in a sauna to make 155 pounds, okay? He looks ready to go. He's the number 5th ranked welterweight in the world, and he's not getting a lot of love shown here for this fight. Okay, Luque. Okay, 3-fight win streak. Tyron Woodley, Randy Brown, Nico Price. Big deal. Okay, he has lost to Stephen Thompson before that. Stephen, obviously, top 3 or 4 in the division. All right. I mean, sure, he beat Mike Perry, but who cares? All right, who cares? Let's talk about the Mav for a minute. Mike Chiesa beats Neil Magny, beats a hot Neil Magny, okay? Neil Magny was looking good, all right, going into that fight. Neil Magny had just beat Jeff Neal. Of course, he did lose to the great Mike Chiesa. Also, Robbie Lawler, he beat Robbie Lawler, beats Anthony Rocco Martin. Okay, Neil Magny is no slouch. But before that, RDA, Rafael dos Anjos, who did pretty darn good in the welterweight division despite being undersized. Beats Diego Sanchez, beats Carlos Condit, who Carlos is looking pretty good, you know, until he didn't. You know, he's the natural born killer, fools. Of course, he did just lose to Max Payne Griffin, but you know, whatever. He made it there. He made it through the decision. Chiesa, you know, lost that last fight at lightweight against Anthony Pettis, but that was a second weight cut in a short period of time after getting a dolly thrown in a bus that cut him in the eye. All right. I want to know what the odds have to say. The odds say that Vicente Luque is a minus 140 slight favorite. Mike Chiesa near even. So a little bit plus money on Chiesa, plus 115. These things might move a little bit going into fight week, you know. We'll see. But I like Chiesa here. Do I bet money? You know, I don't know what you get back from it, really, but you could. Watch these lines. I like Chiesa. I like where his mind's at. Incredibly, incredibly skillful fighter. VBMMA picks. What's up, my brother? You know, you want to talk? We just picked the Chiesa fight, and I know who you picked already. I'm inviting you on, but I know who you picked, but I'm not going to spoil it for those that were on the Call Me Al Quinta podcast, you know? Yeah, anyway. All right, cigars out. Sorry, kids. You don't get to see any novelty smoke rings or anything like that. So interesting. I love VBMMA picks, by the way, except for that Ryan Benoit pick last week. Yeah, I didn't. Luckily, I didn't bet any money on that, so it is what it is. José Aldo. Now he's in the co-main event, taking on Pedro Munhoz because, unfortunately, Amanda Nunes got the COVID. You know, and it's going crazy where I live. I don't know what it's like where you live. VBMMA picks. What's going on? I can hear you talking. We got the split screen. Yes, wow, look at that. You like that?
Yeah, very good.
Hey, you sound a lot better this week. Are you picking up a little bit on the mic? You got a little better equipment going on?
I don't know. No idea. I think it's the same.
Well, you look good, buddy. This isn't my normal studio. It's not as pretty as it is for the Call Me Out podcast, but I appreciate you coming on. What happened to Ryan Benoit last week?
You know, I'm not going to make any excuses. He lost. It's gambling, you know. I'm not going to say, nothing.
I lost my house. Thanks a lot.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. I didn't bet any money on it.
Yeah. I mean, the highest bet I had last week was AJ McKee.
You bet
That
on
was my
AJ?
luck. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Apparently, I didn't
AJ
see
is the
that.
guy who made me the most money of any fighter, like any fighter. I'm saying
Wow.
every like promotion, any I'm talking like tens of thousands, with AJ. So I always bet him, and so far he's been perfect.
He ran through. I guess he ran through Pitbull, and I didn't get to see it.
Yep.
But what now? Does this fight? We don't usually talk Bellator, but we're gonna talk now. Does
Sure.
this fight look different if the rematch happens at 155 pounds for that belt?
To be honest, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I think not because um, I mean, whatever people tried didn't work. That's
Yeah.
what I saw there. You know what I mean? The first punch he threw, he missed widely, and then he got. I don't know. He couldn't do anything, in my opinion. So I don't think so. I would think also that AJ is gonna be the favorite in the rematch around -200, -250, which I
Yeah.
don't like. When I go to +120, I liked. You know what I mean?
I do. Yeah.
But
I,
so
I, I guess the caveat in this fight would be how much weight does Pitbull cut to get to 145, and will he feel a lot better at 145? And how big is AJ, to fight at 155? We already know Pitbull, can run through about anyone at 155. So it'll be interesting,
yep,
man. It'd be a lot interesting. I think that weight cut will make a big difference, if it is a tough one for Pitbull. And
yep.
we'll see how big AJ is at 155.
I agree. It also Pitbull looked great against Chandler at 155 too,
He
right?
did.
So that's also the point there. Last week I lost UFC, but I won twice as much in Bellator. And to be honest, I didn't watch UFC. I watched Bellator. I was more focused on Bellator than UFC. But again, also I posted for free. Bellator was free out there. I went 6-1 in Bellator, and I think I went
Whoa.
3-4 in UFC. But again, I won twice as much in Bellator as I
No, I
lost in
told you.
UFC, which is good.
I told you I picked. I didn't make any money off it. I didn't bet any money rather, but I picked Uriah Hall, and it was out of emotion. And you said
Yeah.
I like money better, so good for you on picking that one.
Yeah, I also, last week the card's supposed to have 16 fights or 15, and it had 9 or 10. It fell apart, and card wasn't great, to be honest. Again, I didn't watch it. I only watched 2 fights, I think.
Yeah.
But I was more focused on Bellator. I had pretty big bet on AJ. That
Yeah.
was like my luck. When you asked, on the podcast, which is your like, I said AJ. And Benoit too. Don't get me wrong. Benoit was my pretty confident pick too. But again, if you lose on one event and on second one you make twice as much, I think it's not loss. You know what I mean? It's decent week. 5 units if you
I mean,
are
Benoit was
totally.
he was in it. I didn't get to watch the whole fight. That's what about when I
Yep.
was falling asleep. I'm an old guy sometimes, and I can't stay awake. But this
Yep.
weekend, I will nap before UFC 265 or whatever it is I need to do. I'll stay awake. Damn it, I'll be there. And I'm glad you could come on tonight because if you come on the Call Me Out podcast, this is what it'll look like when I'm talking to you, when me and Al are talking to you. So it'll have your nice logo there because, of course, you're incognito, and
Yep.
it's perfect.
For sure,
It's
I'm
style.
coming. On Friday, I have a flight, but
Oh.
it's tomorrow, right? So I think I can make it. Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yep.
Same time as every week. You fly all over the place, man. You're constantly moving.
Yeah, I've been in so many countries. Yeah, I like to travel.
Jay in what? Okay, I don't know anything about this, but Jay in New York says Conor McGregor ruptured his penis today. That can't be
No,
right.
of course he did not.
Okay. Well,
Um,
I mean, huh. Well, I guess
I saw your invite for tomorrow, but if if you
yeah.
guys wanna maybe invite someone else, it's totally okay.
You're good,
I
buddy.
don't
I
want.
mean, you can certainly hang out and whatnot. You know who we have tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, James Cross, who actually tweeted at me, he would talk to me also,
Oh, well, you're
but
in,
not
dude.
your podcast. I mean, on
You're
mine,
in.
which I.
James Krause wants to talk to you. You're in, buddy. And so just a little inside scoop, and we'll talk about this tomorrow. James Krause is from the same state as me. He's
Yeah.
about 4 hours away from me in Missouri, and we'll be talking about this tomorrow. We're going to be talking about some of the, like, he does a lot of Airbnb stuff, so he does, like, vacation rentals,
Right.
and
Right.
so we'll be talking about that, which is funny because right before the broadcast tomorrow, I'm running up somewhere to take care of a vacation rental. So it's all about real estate. It's weird how it all circles back.
Right. Yeah, I guess. James Krause, it was like my friend tweeted at him, oh, maybe you want to talk to Weeby about bets. He sometimes,
Yeah.
right? He talked to Brett and some ESPN guys, and he said, I'm down, but he didn't respond back. I don't know. I
You
don't know
you
idea.
can you can
Maybe he's
talk to him
busy.
tomorrow because we're gonna actually bring in audience questions sooner than we usually do. Again,
Okay.
a podcast that is not this one. It is the Call Me Al podcast. I'll put that link up here now. So if you're in Habs,
Yeah, and maybe why? Maybe he was coaching. I think Jason Witt against Barbarina last Saturday, right?
yeah,
And he did incredible job. What a coach! I mean, wow.
I'm gonna ask him too if he fights again, if he's gonna keep coaching or if he fights. He had that
I
one
think he
middleweight
will.
fight where I thought he won. Maybe he didn't, but I thought he won, but he didn't. He didn't actually get the official win.
I
And
remember at Helen Giles.
yeah. It's been a while though. It's been
But
longer than I
no,
thought.
after that he fought and he won. He beat Hannibal Silva, Claudio Silva. He beat after that.
Yeah, interesting. All right. Well, listen, I'm getting ready to pick the co-main event. Which unfortunately is the co-main event because Amanda Nunez got the COVID.
Yeah.
I wonder what the over/under is. She was vaccinated. Do you bet on that? I don't know. Because it's crazy
um,
here. Vaccinated people are getting sick left and right, and not and badly sick. So it's an
right.
interesting
Yeah.
deal.
I'm not vaccinated, but I'm not against it. But also I'm not for forcing anyone. That's what I don't like personally. I
Right.
don't know about anyone else,
Well,
but if someone
we're
comes
gonna,
to me and says, "Do you love your kid?" or something like that, and asks me, "Oh, go get vaccinated if you love your kid," it still spreads. Okay, shut up. It still spreads.
yeah.
It's not for my
The,
kid. It's for myself, not for
well,
anyone
so
else.
the
So
flu shot's the same way. You can get vaccinated and still get sick. I know it's not the same
yeah,
kind of shot. Don't come at me,
true.
vaxxers. All right.
Again, I'm not against it. If anyone wants it, go for it. It's all good. It's not stupid or anything. So, you know,
This is a good question for you. So, Pace Riggs wants to know. Just started watching. What do you think of Rockhold coming back to fighting after the long layoff? And I guess the announcement is he's going to fight
yeah.
Sean Strickland.
I don't know about Rocco. I don't know where his head is.
Yeah.
Right? He said his new coach is Habib. Right? And maybe he wins. I don't know.
And I think Jason Perillo's trained him in the boxing. So obviously Perillo is the same guy that told Michael Bisping that he drops his left. So go ahead and take advantage of that. So hopefully, Perillo's giving the other advice, keep your hands up.
Yep.
I don't know. It'd be interesting. With Luke, it's how dedicated is he,
Yeah, I agree. And he's a very, very talented fighter. But sometimes he looks like he has some better stuff to do, like when he's fighting. I don't know. That's how it looks sometimes.
Well, it was the Blachowicz fight too. Like he looked like he was like, I'm just not gonna cut weight and I'm just gonna go in there and do whatever, and boom, he gets starched. So I don't know. He hasn't fought in a very long time. I don't know how long it's been now, but it's very interesting. But now this fight coming up, José Aldo, Pedro Munhoz. I mean, it looks like Aldo's had a tough time here, but he really hasn't. He did really well against Marlon Vera. Who's not a bad guy. And then Petr Yan, obviously he lost, but Marias, you could say he maybe won. And then, those were his only 3 fights at this weight class. What do you think?
Yeah. again, some of my picks I can share. Maybe the pick here is my top pick. I don't know. I can't share this one.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Oh, you can't
Cannot.
share. I
No,
understand. Top
this one
secret.
no. Yep.
Top secret.
Yep.
If it's me, you're looking at Pedro Munhoz. Sure, he had a win over Jimmy Rivera, and that was an ugly fight, and I'd
Mm-hmm.
hate to be on those legs. But he loses to Frankie Edgar, kind of barely. Loses to Aljamain Sterling. Did knock out Cody Garbrandt, but that was back in 2019.
Yep.
But now the odds say Aldo's a slight favorite, minus 140. And closer to fight time, these odds may change, because Aldo is a household name. The money may
Yeah.
come in on him,
I agree. I see 115-ish on Aldo and
Yeah.
around same odds here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I see too,
Um,
but you got to wonder. Listen, if it's me, you look at the killers Aldo's fought. Munoz,
right.
so not impressive. Now the only
Munoz fought
problem with
great
this
guys
is what's that?
also, but yeah, I agree. Aldo fought better guys. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And you got to wonder what's going to happen closer to fight time, what these odds are going to do. You would think that Aldo becomes more and more of the favorite, and probably, in my opinion, rightly so. So I don't put money on this fight. But, you can't tell me what you're going to do, so you can't agree or disagree, right?
No, sorry. No. I can't disagree or agree on this one. Sorry. I have clients and this is my highest bet. And they will be
Ooh.
pissed. I don't want that, okay?
No, I understand. You can just send me a message and we'll be good. No.
Yep.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm kidding, man. No, I'm not gonna impose on your living and whatnot. Okay. The main event of the evening, Derrick Lewis, Ciryl Gane. Obviously the biggest thing Derrick Lewis has going for him, he's in Houston, is in front of his hometown crowd, where quite honestly, I don't think he's lost in Houston.
Nope.
Um,
Never.
and all of a sudden he's on a crazy win streak, He
Four fights.
Yeah, 4 fights. He loses to Cormier. He got starched by Cormier. Let's be honest. Loses to
Yeah.
Junior Dos Santos. Hits him in the belly like he's Roy Nelson, like he did the same thing. And then boom, boom, boom. I don't think he looked great in the Latifi fight, but he still, I guess, somehow came away with the decision. Ivanov, Olenek, Curtis Blades. Those were fights he for sure won.
Yeah.
And then Gane. I listen. He doesn't look like the most imposing guy in the world, right? I mean, he did when he fought Junior Dos Santos. Maybe he got hit in the back of the head. Maybe he didn't. But it's some decisions. It's a heel hook here and there. It's a submission here and there. It's a knockout here and there. But the odds, I think, are crazy in favor of Gane here. And I don't know that I agree with that. Are you allowed to talk about this?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Again, Derrick Lewis, it's hard to bet against him, and especially when you're getting like minus 150 or my bet, minus 350 on the other side.
Yeah.
That's I don't know if it's good bet or not. Last time it was the same way against Blades, and we all saw what happened. Blades got knocked out pretty badly.
Yeah, very.
And I would think, in my opinion, Blades, I think is better fighter than Gane, but I think he's more hittable than Gane too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would think Blades beats Gane, in my opinion. I think he takes him down at will. To be honest,
the only problem is where Curtis Blades is going, and you know what he's gonna do, and Derrick Lewis probably just watched a minute of or less of the Ngannou fight, and
yeah, true. But also let's also don't forget, that Gane can't really take people down, So Derrick Lewis has a decent chance here. I don't know. Maybe Gane can heel hook him or something like that. Maybe it can happen.
Yeah.
And submission is live, but I'm not seeing it when he gets takedown, mounts him or something like that. I'm seeing like heel hook, like Ryan Holt kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Gane is more likely gonna win, but at those odds, I wouldn't touch it. That's my opinion. I would think like plus 400 for Lewis KO for few bucks. Why not? You know, that's what I would think. I'm not saying pay your house on plus
No.
400 play, but odds are really, really off in my opinion, because Blades was much better fighter, in my opinion, than Gane, and he ended up unconscious. So I don't know.
Now, Pace wants to know, just curious, whoever wins this fight, can either of the fighters beat Francis?
Imagine if Lewis wins, he fights Francis, he loses, and they do trilogy with Francis.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Because
I'll be honest. Like, I think, listen, I have no data to support this. I think Lewis has a better chance against Francis than Gane does, even though Gane may have a better chance against Lewis. Even though, you know, if you're going to bet, you're going to bet on Lewis. You know, it's kind of crazy how that works.
I agree. I don't know, man. Gane is kind of, he sometimes reminds me of John Jones because how well he moves. You know, sometimes. I'm not saying he's John Jones, but if Kuros Blades had a really hard time taking Lewis down, I just can't see how Gane takes him down. So small prop bet, you know, maybe like $50 or something like that for Lewis KO. That's what I would do, you know, nothing like 1,000 or few thousand. No,
I don't think I'd bet on this either. I think I like Lewis in this fight, just because. I mean, it's the Houston thing, it's the crowd thing. I don't know how, also, you know, Gane's not that experienced, you know.
No, he's not. That's true. And also he got hit quite a lot in his last few fights. He's not untouchable, you know.
Yeah.
So Lewis, man, oh my God. His power is always there. That's also crazy. He is so tired, but he swings and, oh, you better be moving, you know.
Yeah. No, I believe it, buddy. I absolutely. All right, buddy. I'm going to end this, bud. I appreciate you coming on. Come on tomorrow night. Call Me Out podcast. You know, that's where all the viewers are. That's where everyone's going to, you know, throw in a link too, you know, give us a link. You know, people can get your services and whatnot, you know?
No, I don't want to I don't know if you guys should promote my picks.
Okay. Well, if you don't want us to.
I can talk about.
Okay, I got you.
I would thank you a lot, but maybe promote Al's t-shirt or something. You know, I don't know. I bought it actually. I bought it.
You did?
You know, I bought it. Yep, I did.
Yes, awesome. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night, man. I appreciate it, and I'm gonna sign off here. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for reminding.
All right. Enjoy the fights, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Sure. Okay.
All right.
Later.
All right, so everyone, until next week, we're going to say shalom, and thanks again for tuning in. Listen to the Call Me Out podcast tomorrow. Thank you. And let's see if I can get this right here. This is not my normal thing. Goodbye.
Please remember to support the podcast by visiting the affiliate links on AaronSaysWhat.com.